Welcome! Today we're going to be looking at how to automate common business processes on SAP by using Google ADK and the context model protocol. You see, large organizations like those in oil and gas, automotive, and even healthcare typically process thousands of customer orders per day. Improving those processes through automation means you can substantially reduce operational costs, make businesses more efficient, and reassign people to more productive and fulfilling tasks. Take the example of processing and shipping a sales order. The basic tasks are creating the sales order, checking inventory, processing and shipping goods, and invoicing customers. For large organizations that use SAP, this process is known as order to cash, and it's extremely repetitive and time-consuming. So organizations often look into automating things like that. And when it comes to SAP, the legacy solution is a type of automation known as Robotic Process Automation, RPA. RPA is a type of automation that mimics human interaction with the computer. Things such as finding and clicking a button, or scrolling, typing, stuff like that. RPA is brittle though, as changes on screen resolution, the user interface, and things like that can confuse and break the RPA, forcing developers to play catch-up. The solution? Leveraging APIs, MCP, and Google ADK. SAP utilizes the OData standard to declare their APIs and endpoints. MCP allows AI agents to leverage APIs in the form of tools. And Google Agents Development Kit gives us agents that can leverage MCP tools and orchestration between agents. That's easier said than done. Reality is, SAP is massive. Even submodules such as sales and distribution and material management expose hundreds of APIs, which means we would end up with hundreds of MCP tools. So the challenge is not only complexity, but also scale. For use cases like that, ADK, together with Gemini's 1 million token context window, really make a difference. In case you didn't know, ADK agents have the superpower of delegating tasks to sub-agents or even using other agents as tools. That means that with ADK, you can replicate the vertical and horizontal hierarchy of companies, which is very powerful. You don't have to rethink your processes, you just map existing roles and responsibilities within your organizations to agent teams. Okay, enough talking, let's put all that into action. All the code is shared in GitHub and the link is down here in the description box. So here we have the OpenAPI specifications that we're going to need. And by using the OpenAPI MCP generator CLI, we can leverage the API specification to generate MCP servers and tools. Kudos to the developers of this awesome community tool. So here I process the sales order API. Awesome. Now let's talk about the ADK agent team. Our plan is having a sales supervisor as the root agent. And then we're going to have two more sub-agents, an inventory specialist and a sales order creator specialist. Now back in the code editor, here is the definition of the root agent, which plays the role of the supervisor. The supervisor doesn't get direct access to MCP tools, but has two sub-agents on charge. The sales order creator and the reviewer agent have very specific prompts that I crafted with the help of Gemini. And here are the list of the tools that each of them has access to. Great, the team is ready and now let's give it a test. Okay, now we're in the ADK web interface. First, let's check that we have connectivity and we can get information from the SAP system. Give me information about sales order number 6319. Good, the coordinator agent delegated tasks to the reviewer agent, and then the reviewer agent used the Get Sales Order MCP tool to reach the SAP system. We can even see how the agent was smart to come up with a filter that returns the necessary information. So it's doing more than just passing parameters to the MCP tool. It's actually reasoning to fulfill my request, which is awesome. Now let's do something more interesting here. Let's ask the team to create a sales order for a client in the United States. Create another sales order, just like 6319, this time with 10 pieces of this material and 10 pieces of that material. These are all materials on my SAP system. It's all for demonstration purposes. Okay, the coordinator agent got the task, then transferred it to the creator agent, which then goes ahead and utilizes multiple MCP tools to complete my request. So every tool call is going to essentially make somebody's job easier and faster. Okay, the team finished the job already. The new sales order is number 6321, and now the coordinator agent is wrapping it all up to give me a nice summary here. So you might have noticed there that one of the agents used the tool to create sales order items twice. That happened for two reasons. First, we asked the agent to have 2 items in the sales order, and starting in ADK version 1.1, agents can leverage tools in parallel for better performance. Finally, I can ask what is the total price for the sales order. And once more, the team uses the available tools to find the answer on SAP, which is $208,000. Cool. To recap, today we saw how to leverage API specifications to generate an MCP toolset that allows an ADK agent team to deliver real value to organizations by automating repetitive tasks. Okay, so if you want to replicate the exercise, all the links are shared down here in the description box. Definitely go ahead and check the code in the GitHub, and happy building!